All right, in this video, I want to talk to you about what I feel making money online. I guess it goes for offline too, but especially online. What it comes down to over and over and over and over again. And it's just the same thing every single day, over and over again. So every marketer or person that's trying to be a marketer, they do this all day, every day, and it's the same game over and over again. And that comes down to directing traffic. So, or what I call a digital traffic director. That's all it comes down to. There's two elements of making money, that it's traffic and offers. Traffic and offers. So you can either have, there's platforms that have the traffic, and you can direct that traffic, and then there's offers, and you can be an offer creator, or you can just direct people to other people's offers and get paid a commission as an affiliate. And that's what I do, that's what I teach, that's what I've done for over a decade now, because I don't really like being the product creator and having the responsibility of all that and dealing with any kind of support and all that stuff, and I don't want to build the infrastructure and team for all that. So I'd rather just find good products and services that I like, tell other people about them, and then get paid while that other company or brand or product does most of the work, and I just get like a kickback. And so what that looks like is I just wrote the days of the week here, and what that looks like, or kind of how I see that in my head, is basically, I kind of put all these kind of closer together, but I just see it as like back and forth. One day you send them this direction, another day you send them this direction, but for this, so I could kind of put it all in one slide or whatever, I'll just do it left versus right. And I'll kind of explain it or illustrate it this way. So literally every day, it's the same thing. You're just directing traffic and you're just pointing it somewhere different. So the goal to make your life easier for you to get more results faster is to eventually build some sort of an audience that it's usually done through like an email list or a community, maybe a Facebook group, a YouTube channel, some way that you can get the attention of a lot of people quickly. And so that's the ultimate goal of leveraging these platforms like the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the YouTubes. It's to kind of build an audience that piggyback off these platforms that have all this technology and infrastructure in place. And ideally, you don't want to just control and move traffic on those platforms. You want to pull it back to you, and direct it towards your own audience that you have a little bit more control over. You can say what you want through like an email list, or again some sort of community that you have more control over, and you can message more often, and you want to get ideally as much information from people as possible, so you can reach them with as little bit of effort as possible, as fast as possible, through as many different mediums as possible. So like text, or there's text, snail mail, email, and then all sorts of other ways to kind of get alerts through these different platforms. And so just to illustrate this, just as kind of an example, let's just say I've got I'm probably just going to throw out some various products, but since I've been in the affiliate marketing, make money online space, it would be congruent with people who come to me to promote products and services that are in that industry. But if you want to start off from scratch, from the beginning, and just be able to kind of promote whatever it is you want to promote, then I recommend just starting with your brand name. That way you don't have to be known for just one thing. You can just promote whatever it is you like. It could be a health product, it could be a physical product, it could be a digital product, it could be a software, it could be anything. So that's what the direction that I'm going for myself, and something that I probably should have done a long time ago. But in the beginning, when I was younger, I didn't have much money, so I was concerned about money, and so that was the interest for me. And I thought everybody thought like that, but that's just not true. A lot of people don't care about, like, quote, making money online, or buying make money online courses and information, or learning how to make money from people who teach you how to make money, so that you can teach other people how to make money, like just by selling like information products or softwares or whatever. So a lot of people actually don't care about that. They might be interested in other methods of making money, though, like through like trading or real estate or whatever. So there's lots of different ways to make money. But anyway, if I had to do it all over again, or if I was starting from scratch, I would just recommend just to build a email list or an audience around your name as a brand. But let's just say you have a YouTube channel, or even your Facebook. You can start with Facebook and just like maxing out your friends list and stuff, so that you have a teeny bit of audience that you can create that from scratch for free, and just connect with people that are like similar to you with in other Facebook groups and stuff. So yeah, you can do Facebook, YouTube. Those are some organic forms of platforms that you can use to bring more traffic and awareness to you through the content that you create. So once you have that audience and it's starting to kind of snowball and get bigger and bigger, then you just talk about things that you're more interested in, or through products and services. And so let's say Monday you send them to, let's just say like an Amazon product. Amazon's got an affiliate program. You talk about a product that, you mention a product that you bought, you loved it, and if people go there and like it too, or curious about it, want to try it, cool, you're going to get a little kickback through an affiliate commission. Maybe Tuesday you talk about like Go High Level, whether you use it or not. Like it's a lot of people have clients, a lot of people don't. Some people are just interested in like making money online and affiliate commissions, and you can do both with a platform like Go High Level. I know a lot of people making over 6 figures per month in affiliate commissions with Go High Level. So that's a possibility of something to promote. There are other like physical products, the health related things. Maybe you can just do some kind of like consumable or something like a health, like just do like a green powder or something. Maybe you're just like getting better with your health or something. You're like, I tried this and I liked it, and it has an affiliate program like Athletic Greens, or now it's called AG1. So you can get a kickback for that. And the cool thing about that, I don't know what their Athletic Greens affiliate program is, but since it is a monthly subscription, it may be one that actually pays you monthly for every rebill, or it may just be a flat fee. I'm not sure. But another thing you can promote is just softwares and tools that you use for yourself. So if you like, most of the evergreen tools for having a presence online have to do with like a website or a website builder, and a platform to communicate with your audience, which is usually like an email list. So one of those that's popped up in recent years is like Beehive, but then there's like GetResponse and Aweber and ConvertKit, or like Kit, I think it's called now. And so that's like Thursday. So basically, again, I hope you're getting the idea of this. It's like literally every day is just like promote something different, and by promoting different things, you'll get a sense and a feel of like what your audience responds the best to, and over time it just is, like, boring as this may seem, it's like you can either continue to talk about the things you like and like they're gonna either buy it or not. But if you want to make the most money, it would be wise of you to try to give them more things that they are responding to. So you just kind of have to find that line for yourself of like, do you want to make a lot of money, or do you want to actually share stuff that is interesting to you, and you're okay making less money because you just want to share the things that you're interested in. Like, you just have to make that decision for yourself. And let's just say maybe maybe on Friday there's like a Warrior Plus launch, which is like an affiliate marketing platform, and then maybe promote one of those things, and maybe as a result you have a big list and you're one of the top people that promote it, and you get like a $500 kickback because you won a launch contest. Saturday maybe promote like a lot of entrepreneurs wear these, like Aura Ring, it's, again, health related, so that's something else, and they have a referral program as well. And then maybe let's just I don't know, there's so many different offers and products, and they don't even have to be kind of like related. I saw one the other day for puppy yoga, and puppy yoga had a referral program. So like you could be like, I went to a puppy yoga class, it was cool, I like yoga and I like puppies and it was cool, you should check it out, see if it's in your area, and if they are near a city that has puppy yoga in it as well, and they sign up through your referral link, then you get a little kickback, and now maybe you can go to future puppy yoga classes through your affiliate commissions. That's kind of how I like to think of when I refer products and services to people. I like to be able to cancel out the cost or the subscription for the thing that I'm promoting. So a lot of times if I can get like 3 people to buy the same thing that I just bought, then it usually cancels it out. Even better if it's like a subscription or something. So like mint.com, they have a referral program. I think if you get like a handful of people referred, then your whole yearly subscription for your phone for your phone service is canceled out. So that's cool. I just like to cancel out expenses through like credits and things like that. So that's just like a little game that I like to play, like over and above and in addition to any kind of monies that like affiliate commissions that I get. Credits are kind of similar because it just can cancel out your subscription price or fees or whatever for various services. So like an ideal, it's cool to have like lots of money coming in, but to me it's also cool to have like credits and stuff, so that like everything becomes free. Like if you're into like buying Groupons and stuff, to have like several $100s or several $1,000s in Groupon credits, that's kind of cool, because then it's kind of similar to have money, but yeah, it's just kind of cool to me, just a cool game to be like, oh, I've got all these like thousands of dollars in credit and I can apply that for the Groupon that I want. Or same thing with like Uber or Lyft, they have referral programs, you can refer people. Those are pretty well known services now, but like 10 years ago when they were starting, you could have been one of the first people to let your friends and audience know about Uber and Lyft and get some referral kickbacks and things like that. So yeah, this is really what it comes down to. And like I used to be really excited about promoting different products and services, and I get like, yeah, just like a lot of excitement from new products and services that would come out. And then after doing it again and again and again, I went through this season where I was just like, man, is this really all there is? It just seems like we're doing, like, the freshness and excitingness kind of wore off for me. I was like, man, this is really, it's the same thing. Like, life is the same patterns over and over again. The way my brain works and processes information is I process things through like pattern recognition. And so once I was able to see this pattern, it was just like, wow, like really it's the same game over and over again, but I guess the variety and thing that makes it kind of fresh and interesting is that there's always new products and services coming out. So that's a little bit of like, yeah, variety, I guess. But eventually after I went through this period of just like, man, it's the same thing over and over again. It's not exciting for me anymore, but there's always like a younger version of me out there that's like 10, 20 years ago when all this stuff was brand new, and it just seemed, just like new, different, exciting. But I wanted to share this with you. This is I have a different perspective and like vantage point from all this now, since I've been doing it for so long. But I hope that it will be encouraging to you, because it's not the fact that it's the same thing over and over again. It's just like, if you can make peace with that, then you can just kind of get to this place where like, oh, this is just the way it is. This is the game. This is how it works. And, just, it's the same thing over and over again. And just to be comfortable with that. And you may be like me, you may want to take some time off eventually. And the cool thing about what I do, and I teach this too, or I've got a course where I teach my process, is once you build enough of either an audience or get enough traction through promoting enough products and have all these pieces of content sprinkled out there on the internet that are, I call them hooks in the water, that basically are pieces of content that pull in people that are interested in these types of products and services, that are looking for them. If you get enough of that content out there and enough people find you, especially if some of those products and services offer recurring commissions and affiliate programs, then you can start to build up this passive income snowball that replaces your job, your 9 to 5, and give you the ability to kind of like just like walk away from that and coast for a little bit and kind of think about what you want to do, if you want to continue to do something like this, or take a vacation, just kind of reset, have like a hard reset, or just maybe come back to this like I'm doing. It's been several years, but just kind of coming back to this, but coming back to it from a different place of like, oh, I don't need any of this, and these are just like cool products that are products and services that I think are cool. Whether you buy them from me or not, whatever. Like, there's other influencers, there's other people with different size audiences out there that you can choose to like follow and pay attention to. But as long as I've got enough, I'm pulling enough attention out there to like provide a comfortable lifestyle for me, then it's fine. Like, it doesn't really bother me. It's just a numbers game, and like the more content you produce for the more types of offers over time, the more it like kind of energy, money you're going to pull in. And so if you just kind of know that, then that makes this process a lot simpler. And that's where I'm at. It's like the fundamentals of what I teach don't change much, so I don't need to keep learning like a whole bunch of new things. Like, platforms and mediums kind of change. Like, there's AI wasn't as mainstream as it was a couple years ago, but it still doesn't change the fundamentals. Like, if I do the same things that I taught, or that you can learn inside of my course, which is called SEO Affiliate Domination, it's the same stuff. Like, it worked 5 years ago, it still works today. The only difference is like how many more people are doing it. But honestly, like, the more people that are doing it, in my opinion, the better. It's not, because there'll just be more content leads to more awareness leads to more people buying that particular thing, and it just is better for everybody. It makes it easier for people to make more content. There's more awareness, and again, more awareness leads generally to like more buying and stuff. So yeah, all that to say, like, what, my journey through this like affiliate marketing path of doing this for over a decade, at the end of the day, like what it really comes down to is just directing traffic over and over and over again. And if you want to make that, if you want to get more consistent results and you want that consistency, those consistent results to get bigger and bigger and bigger, the way you would do that is to start thinking of like, how am I going to build an audience with this content? And it can be for a particular niche, but I would recommend for anybody that's just starting out just to use their name as a brand name, or create some sort of a brand name that encompasses like all the things you might be interested in, because eventually you're going to get to a point where there's not much more to talk about in your niche. I mean, there are always going to be new products and services and softwares that come out, but it's just more of the same. It's stuff that you would have already seen 5 years prior, 10 years prior. It's just like the same thing over and over again, and you may not recognize it, but since I am pretty good at pattern recognition, it's like, oh, I've seen this before. That's kind of why I think things got a little bit dull for me eventually, because things stopped being new again. Even if they were new, I was like, this is just like new old. Like, I saw this 10 years ago. I've seen that with different health supplements and stuff too. It's like the angles. I feel like they recycle angles over and over again. They just change the name of the miracle juice. They just whatever. Find a name for a new miracle juice, but the benefits of it are the same as like raspberry ketones and Garcinia cambogia. That was like 15 years ago or whatever. But then, so the benefits and like the easiness of it stays the same, but they just change the names and stuff. And then and then they just usually get some kind of leading health, I won't even call them expert, but like authority or faux authority that has the most attention at the time to say this phrase or say this name or talk about this product, and then it just kind of creates this snowball of awareness and makes it easier for everybody that is selling that type of product. But anywho, all that to say, if you want a piece of this and you want to learn a evergreen skill set to where, with all these things that change and seem to be new and different over time, like the chat GPTs and the AIs and stuff, if you would like to learn an evergreen skill set that could allow you to promote all that variety, and you wouldn't have to be so like tense and anxious about like, oh my gosh, this is something like completely new, this changes everything, and you can kind of see it from this through the lens of this evergreen skill set that you have of like, oh cool, like my evergreen skill set is the same. I can just choose whether or not I want to promote this thing here and push or direct my traffic to it one day, and then maybe the next day I promote the next thing, and the next day I promote the next thing. The cool thing about being an affiliate is that you don't have to be really the expert. You just have, you're just telling people about the thing, the expertise and the thing that just came out. And you don't even have to, again, like be the expert on the new thing. Like one way that you can introduce it to people is to reach out to people at these different companies and organizations and like get them on an interview and get them to talk about the product. So it's like literally just like, again, introducing people, you're capturing attention, and the more you do that, the better your results are going to be. And that's just kind of the name of the game. It's just attention, and that's another name for traffic. And the more eyeballs you can kind of attract and pull towards you consistently, the better your results are going to be. And you can design your lifestyle however you want it. It can be like, I don't have some fancy setup. This is just like a Loom video. I don't have some kind of elaborate YouTube studio or whatever to record this. It's very simple, but this is what's worked for me. So like, yeah, it's literally just a matter of creating content and putting it out there and doing it consistently, and then picking products and services that either you like, or that are popular and that other people you think they might like. And but it's nice if you can kind of find that sweet spot of things that you're interested in, that probably a lot of other people are going to be interested. That way it's simple or easy for you to create content, and that content that you create, it gives you leverage and like gives you an exponential positive ROI for that effort that you put in. That's why one of the reasons why I like affiliate marketing through SEO, because the ROI, it just keeps going up and up and up and up over time. So unlike content through like Facebook and stuff, if you got a piece of content on, let's just say YouTube, it's more evergreen than content on like Facebook or Instagram, which tends to kind of get buried down there, like the TikToks. That's good for a burst of energy and a burst of attention, but I like platforms like any kind of platform that can get your content indexed and ranked in like Google and stuff, so like web pages, and then or like LinkedIn blog posts and stuff. Those kind of can rank very easily, or YouTube videos. So those are some good places to start, and yeah, it just starts to build this passive income snowball for you. You don't have to keep doing more and more work for that piece of content to keep making more and more money for you. So it basically, let's just say it takes an hour for me to make this video or whatever, to record it. If it translates to like one sale and that's $1,000, cool, that's about $1,000 for my hour. If I ever make a second sale, that's $2,000. Now my 1 hour of time, my input, it's $2,000 of output. And if I make 3, like even if it's just like one sale a year, after 3 years, might get $3,000, and just do that times 100, and then it starts to compound and add up. That's like $100,000 per year, 3 years in a row from 100 pieces of content. So pretty cool stuff. So if you'd like to learn about my process that I used for myself, like to create all these screenshots that you see here, these are all real, these are all like from my accounts of just various products I've promoted, then check out SEO Affiliate Domination. And just something cool about these numbers too, which I may make a whole separate video for this. These numbers are they're not super large, but most of my income streams are actually kind of tiny, like 2 figures or 3 figures. But I had so many of them. I had so many little micro income streams that they added up to an amount that was pretty decent, multi 4 figures and then all the way up to like 4-5 figures plus per month consistently. So these building, it's worth it basically. It may not look like it, but I used to share my income screenshots each month, and I was surprised at how so many little income streams, maybe just like 15 or 20 or so little bitty income streams, somehow added up to like more money total than I'd ever made at a job in a month. So, and those are just little bitty trickles of like traffic from very minimal manual organic effort through things like YouTube videos and stuff. So if I can do it and my students can get results that are similar, then I know you can have similar success. So there's a lot of success stories and testimonials on the homepage here, and if you're interested in getting some similar results like that for yourself, or at least learning the recipe for how I did it, so how you can kind of like duplicate and model that for yourself, then check out SEOaffiliatedomination.com. And just know that, like, you know, once you learn this skill, it's going to be a very evergreen skill set, and once you get it down and get more comfortable and confident in the process, every day it's basically you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, which is just directing traffic, or another word for a traffic is attention. You're commanding like attention and pulling it to you, and just leading people to these different products and services and offers that you found, and just kind of introducing them to things that you might find interesting or you think might solve their problems. So that's all you're doing at the end of the day, is just directing traffic. So hopefully this video has been a little bit eye-opening for you. This is like my perspective of things almost 20 years into this. It's just the same thing over and over again. And yeah, if that's something that's like simple enough, or like you think, hey, that's kind of exciting, or like I can do that a little bit, and you don't mind doing that a little bit consistently, and then knowing that can build like a passive income snowball that can buy you time and freedom, that can like free up your schedule to do other things with your time, and you know, give you enough cash flow to do something with that time. Whether it's like, it could just be going for a walk, it could be driving like a dirt bike, it could be buying a boat or whatever, going on vacation, whatever it is that you like. You can do all that with a skill like this. I don't know what your goals are for how to use the money that you want to get, but all that stuff can be created with at least the amount that I was able to bring in. And I did it all organically. I didn't even have a list or audience. I just did it straight up from organic content from scratch. So, and the stuff that worked 5 and 10 years ago still works today. So it's just, people get kind of thrown off a little bit with new information, and they think they need to pivot and change, when really a lot of the stuff that used to work, not only does it still work, it just never stopped working. It's just that similar to traffic, like the attention oftentimes goes to the newer things, it goes elsewhere, and then, but that doesn't mean that the stuff that used to work never ever stopped working. It's just that the mainstream attention is no longer where it used to be. But to me, that's exciting, because I can just kind of be quietly tinkering in the shadows and have basically like less and less competition for the content. But a lot of times the searches that people were searching for they're still searching for a lot of those same answers and stuff. So even though the attention and like the mainstream media and stuff may go elsewhere, maybe directed to like Taylor Swift or something, there are people out there that are just discovering like high level for the first time, or just discovering this green powder, or just discovering waking up to like doing something about their health, and they discover this thing called the Aura Ring, and they're looking for a review, and they might stumble across yours, and yours might really speak to them and resonate with them. And so there's, you know, your opportunity to get ongoing commissions long after you were initially excited about this product. So pretty cool benefits, in my opinion, for this skill set. And if that's something that's kind of sounds attractive and resonates with you, I encourage you to check out my course, SEO Affiliate Domination, so you can get similar results like that for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.